If I would have told my younger self, that brand new entrepreneur not too long ago, maybe 3 years ago, one piece of advice, it would have been to start a website right away. Even though I was new, even though I was starting my online business, because a website is essential to having your home online. Now today's video is sponsored by Wix.com, and what we're going to be doing today is walking you through a step-by-step tutorial on how to create a portfolio website for your online business, for your freelancing business. Maybe you're an influencer. You're gonna love today's video. And the goal is really to enlighten you and inspire you, because with Wix, a world-class website builder with tons of professional templates, I'll show you how you'll be able to get your website up and running in less than 15 minutes. And so you may be thinking, okay, Marissa, I've never built a website before. I'm not a coder, I'm not a programmer. I have no idea what I'm doing. Don't worry, I didn't either. I'm totally new to website building, and Wix is a very user-friendly and intuitive platform, and so the editors and all of the features you realistically could learn extremely fast. And so again, I can't emphasize enough how important it is if you are starting your online business, have an online business, and don't have a website yet. It's very important. So I'll show you when building this portfolio website. This is geared toward small business owners, influencers, videographers, photographers, freelancers. No matter what type of business you have, your brand needs a place online to call home, because really you'll need it all the time when you're wanting to open a business bank account, when you're applying for a merchant account, when you're applying for, let's say, a loan, when you're applying for a business credit card. All of these processes require you to submit a website for your business. And so without further ado, let's dive into my computer and we'll go through the entire tutorial. And stick around to the end, because I'll be going over several strategies to monetize this website and create some passive income. So let's go. And so to get started, it's extremely easy. All you got to do is click the first link in the description to start creating your own website, and you'll come to a page where you can get started now. After that, you'll put in an email address and also a password to create your account. And then after that, we're going to click get started, and then you'll come to a page where you pick the type of website. And in today's case, we're going over portfolio, so we're going to choose portfolio. And then after that, you'll come to a page where you can select the type of features you want on your website, such as blogs, forums, a way to collect payment, a chat box. And then you'll be prompted to a page that says, is this your first time creating an account? In my case, it was definitely my first time. And so now we've arrived at the part where we choose a template. Okay, so welcome to behind my computer. So I actually prefer to edit with a template as opposed to this option right here. So let's go ahead. There's so many great templates. Let's look at the options here for the portfolio website. And let's take a look. These are very, very, very nice. Very, very professional looking, whether you're, again, a freelancer, videographer, whatever type of body of work you want to show, these portfolio websites are awesome. So if we go back up to the categories, you see blog, community, and the different categories of templates that you can look for. If we click on business services, this is more, I think, of what I'm going to focus on, because I am a video marketing consultant. That's what I'm going to pretend I am today. So we're going to go with consulting and coaching to take a look at this option, because I think this will better suit the example of what we're going through today. I personally like to start with a website that has a background that's already white, that doesn't have too many colors, so it could add my color palette. So now we are inside of the template, and you can see right away that every single element is editable, and you can move any element around, and we'll instantly dive deeper into that. But up here, I just wanted to go over a couple of these options up here on the top menu. So you have site, you can save as you're working. There's also auto save that you could make sure you have turned on. You can preview the website at any time, publish it. You can also look at the site history and things that you've done as you've edited. You can connect a domain here in settings, get a mailbox, upgrade. One thing I want to do really quick is, first we have to save the site. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go Marissa Romero portfolio. Portfolio. Okay, save and continue. So we do want to save the site. All right, so one thing in the settings that we'll go back and do is the favicon. Now the favicon is the little image on the tab of a website like this right here. It says Wix. And I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade to a plan so that I can change the logo out from it being Wix to it being my own logo. So I'll go ahead and select a plan and check out. And so you could do monthly or you could do yearly. I'll go ahead and do yearly just so I can save a little bit of money. And so let me check out, put in my details, and we'll be right back. And so now that we've went ahead and paid for the upgraded plan, we first have to connect our domain. Now this could be an existing domain or a new domain that you want to buy and connect. So you would just go through that. It's very, very self-explanatory, just going through the steps, and then you can upload the picture. So let's get back into the tutorial of the actual website. So we'll get out of this. And what I wanted to show you is the editor, this over here. These are all of the editing tools that are really, really, really fun. And it's almost like a blank canvas. It's like starting a new painting. You can do really whatever you want. So up here, you see you can navigate from the pages. So up here, these are called the pages: about, book online, clients. So you can navigate and change whatever view you want to see up here. So you change them up here. However, if you want to modify one of them, you would come here to the site menu, and this is where you would either rename, duplicate, copy. And another cool thing, so let's say you wanted a sub page to have a sub page of a category. So let's say about was a subcategory of book online. So you could put it, you can rearrange the order, or you can make it a subcategory by dragging it out like this. And if we go to preview, this is what I mean by having a subcategory. So it'll say book, about, so that's what I mean. So we'll go ahead and we'll just make it, a regular page for now. But this is what I wanted to show you with site menu, and then also page background. You can have any one of these images and choose one of them. You could use your own. This is probably what we'll be using the most today. So text, images, buttons, galleries. This is super cool. There's virtually everything you need to create a website is right here. Icons, buttons, if you have a YouTube channel, you can add a YouTube video, menu. So that is the left-hand side on the editor. These down here we won't really be using today, but just so you know, they're there. There's the booking manager. There's media, so different media to add. Starting a blog, that's another type of feature. And then also marketing and SEO. So we are not going to go into that today. But one thing I did want to say is if you have a branding palette or a color palette that you stick to, you can come here to site colors and change the colors to whatever you want. If this was not the right blue, you can change it to a teal blue and add that. So then that becomes a part of your color palette as opposed to the baby blue. And one last thing before we get into the editing, right here, you can switch back and forth between mobile and also the desktop view. And this is going to be really important with one of the pages I show you today. So we'll get more into that, but just know you can go back and forth up here between desktop and with mobile. All right, so now we've made it to the next part of the tutorial where we're going to walk through and construct the pages, which is, I guess, the meat of your website, the body of the website. Pages are, again, those tabs at the top. It's kind of like a menu bar that serve a different purpose in a different category of your website. So to me, if you're having a portfolio website for an online business or for freelancing work or whatever type of business you have, to me, these are the essential pages that you need. The first one is obviously a home page, which introduces who you are and what you do. The next one is an about me or an about us if you have a partner maybe. So the about me is just going to say your story, your background, how you've gotten to where you are today, the challenges you've overcome, the different accomplishments you've had. So that is on the about tab or the about page. The next one is how people can work with you. If you're a coach or consultant and have different services, have different one-on-one options, maybe you have a membership, maybe you have a digital course, that will definitely go in the work with me. Because after all, people want to know, and getting to know your brand and getting to know you will yeah, I like this girl or this guy, I want to work with this person. So you definitely want to make it known how somebody can work with you. The next page that I think is absolutely essential in your portfolio website is a toolkit. And later on in this video, I'll go more into depth of why, but a toolkit is basically your business toolkit. What type of equipment what type of services do you regularly offer. Maybe there's popular applications that you normally use and you want to recommend them to people, and put your affiliate links so that you can get a commission and a credit. And then the last thing that I think is essential is a social media page or a socials page, which has links to everything so that you can have it, let's say in your Instagram bio, or maybe in your Facebook bio. It has links to all your social medias. It has a direct way to contact you via email, for example, maybe other resources like a free ebook, or maybe you have a lead magnet. That would all go in the socials page. So let's get to it. We have a lot to build, and I'll show you how to construct these pages. All right, so let's get into the fun and let's work on the home page. So definitely the first thing I want to do is delete this up here. I don't need it. And the next thing I want to do is add my logo to the top of the page, because anything that goes in this space is going to show on all of the other pages on the top header. So let's go ahead and add an image, and I already pre-uploaded my images just so that we could save time, but you can upload all these images and have some fun with it. So let's click on the logo and add the logo to the header and the top of the page. So this is really nice, and I love these grid lines that are here. It allows you to keep track of where you are on the website and make sure you have these symmetrical grid lines so that you know what it looks like on a desktop, and it makes it a lot easier to visualize what it will look like. So then what I'm going to do is I want to delete this, and I can add an image. So you can replace an image on an image, or you can add a new image. I just find it a little easier to replace the image like this. So let's see, I like this one, add to page. And the cool part about these images is that you can customize them, the design, and you can have a border or no border. And I like, you know, these little ovals right here. I think it puts a nice touch. So I'm going to keep this oval and have that. So this is pretty cool. It makes it nice that it has this edge, and I think it gives it a nice touch because it's not like the image with just the regular border on it. So then of course my tagline, now I already have my tagline written, but you can easily like edit any text. You can highlight a particular part, and you can come here and change the color. So if I want it to be orange, red, whatever you want, and you can bold it. So all of the ways to change the font, to change anything about the text are here, and that's what you can do. So my tagline is going to be, so I am a video marketing consultant, so I help you with video marketing. That's what we're going to pretend this portfolio website is all about. So I pre-wrote some things so that we can go a little bit faster in this tutorial. So let me delete this and put what I had. So welcome, I'm Marissa, and I'd love to help you with video marketing, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm kidding. What I have to say is important. So I want to make it a little bit smaller, make the text not so long, center it a little bit more, and I'm going to move it up. And let's see, I like Open Sans. That's generally my go-to. We want it centered. Yep, that's right. Let's see, increase indent, decrease indent. No, no, okay. So we'll keep it like this. Oh, the other thing is, I don't want that one. So the other thing is, I want to make it gray. Okay, so I think my tagline looks good. Now we can move on to the button, where you can change the text of the call to action and what it says. And I just want to put something simple like learn more, and then you can have the button go to a link, or you can have it go to another page. So it could go to a web address, it can go to another page, like another page on this website, which I think is pretty cool. And then here you can change the design of the button, so you can edit the color. So definitely want to go with the teal color. That is, okay, wait, that's a little bit too teal. So let's make the teal a little bit darker. Oops, no, here. And then we could make it like that. Yep, I like that. So then, yeah, and then we could edit the text. We can make it bold, we can make it smaller. That looks good to me. And then down here, I think I'll just put like one of these columns. You don't have to have all of them. So that's the cool thing about the template, is you could remove or add whatever you want, and it looks really nice. So about us, I think I'm going to call this something like my mission, so we can add the text that we want. So let me grab the text, I have it on another document. Okay, I don't want it italicized. And I want my open sans. Let's make it bigger. Maybe like 20. 20 looks good. And then of course I want to add another photo down here. And part of my color palette, like the complementary color, is red. So let's go ahead and add an image to make it look nice. And so I like this one. We're gonna add it to the page. And I would again like to change the border, make it look nice to have a white border around it. So I like that, so we'll go with that. So yeah, I think this looks pretty good for the front of the page. The other thing you can do, if you would like, I'm gonna make this a little smaller. Sorry, kind of scattered. It's hard to teach and talk at the same time, but it's fun. So the other thing is you can change the background image or color, whatever you want. So I'm going to add an image. And so there's a gradient that I had pre-made. I could choose this one or one at the bottom. Maybe I'll choose this one at the bottom just to see what it looks like. And if I don't like it, I can change it. Yeah, I think that looks cool. And then, so the home page is done. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to definitely rearrange these and rename them. So about, that looks good. Book online, I'm going to rename this to Work With Me. Okay, and then clients, I'm going to rename that to Toolkit. And then contact, I'm going to change this name to socials. Oops, socials. I can't spell. Done. Okay, so now we're ready to modify each page. So we're going to switch to, the about, and we'll start working on the about. And so I'm gonna go ahead and get to work. The video is gonna speed up, but you can definitely slow it down if you want, just so we can go faster and you can see me constructing it live. So let's get started with the about. Okay, so one thing I want to note is with the different things you can add at the gallery, I think this is really cool. So you can add grid galleries, slider galleries, and I really like the slider gallery. I think it's really, really modern and fresh for the website. So we're gonna add this, and then I can easily change out these images. So let me change those images out. And so now you can see these images are all of me and that they will slide. So if we go to preview, it's really cool because then they move around and they slide, a slider grid. I love this. So we'll go back to the editor and we will go to the next page. This about me is pretty much done. I'm just gonna move this up, move this and this, move this line, move this up, and I think the about me is done. And we could also move this grid up a little bit more. Oh yeah, and I forgot down here, you do want to change this so you can put at and then your business LLC, whatever that is. So Marissa Romero LLC. And we'll move on to the next page. All right, so now we've made it to the Work With Me page. Now this one's really exciting because you'll be telling your viewers or the people that see your website how they can work with you. So I'm gonna, this is like you can book different services with this coaching and consulting template. I'm gonna go ahead and add a testimonial strip so they can know that I've had clients and then I have some credibility. I'll just put one testimonial for now to make it easier. But again, you can just delete this. And so let me get cracking on making this Work With Me page. Okay, so Kat obviously is not a real client of mine. She is my YouTube friend, but this is just an example of how you could put a testimonial of people that you have worked with so that, you know, there's social proof that your services work. And now this, you would want to go in and manage services, and you can delete these, edit these one by one. The booking services, this is a really cool feature that I think Wix has. And so let me just, you know, take away a bunch of these because I don't have, let's pretend I don't have that many services. Let's just say I have 2 or 3. So you can delete these, and you know, once you want, if you want to modify one of them, you can change the name of it and change the name of the type of service you offer. So let's say clarity, one of my services is a clarity call on your niche or something like that. And you can add an image and a subtitle, cover. Okay, so we're just going to save this. And then, you know, to save time, I don't want to show you and do that individually one by one, but you get the point. You could do this for all of them and modify all of the bookings and stuff like that. So this is the Work With Me page. Now let's go over to the toolkit, and I'll show you how you could do some affiliate marketing on your website. Okay, so this toolkit part is really fun and exciting because this is all about affiliate marketing and how you can start monetizing your website right away by putting affiliate links on this toolkit page. Because people, for example, always ask me, hey Marissa, what do you recommend for your camera, your lighting, you know, different softwares that you may use for designing, you know, whatever niche you're in, you can promote whatever affiliate product that you have. And so this is how you create a cool toolkit page on Wix. And so another thing that I really like about the using the different borders, you can change the color of the border. So if I want to change it to teal, I can do that. Decrease the opacity a little bit so that it's not super bright. You know, it can go all the way to white. And so I'll put it somewhere around 34%. I think that looks really, really cool and clean. So now it'll make sense when they come down here, they see a picture of me with my tools. And so I'm going to delete these vector icons. We're going to replace these with images of products that I promote and any product that you want to promote too. So let me get busy with that. Okay, so now we have added all of our affiliate products to the business toolkit. Now this is really cool. Obviously you want to make sure you put a link to the affiliate product so people can click. So you can add a link. Let's say you want to put your Amazon affiliate link, you know, whatever it is, Amazon.com, pretend it's that. So then now this image of this ring light is linked to your affiliate product. So, you know, to go even more crazy and to do other things and make it more customized, you can add text and a title to each item so they know exactly what it is. Like you could put like, you know, ring light, light, LED, you know, you could name each one. And but for now we're just going to leave it like that. So that is the business toolkit page. Now let's move on to the socials page, because this one is really important to put on your social media. So your Instagram bio, your Facebook bio, your YouTube channel description. This is really great, so you know how people can get a hold of you. Okay, so this is really cool. If you come here to this section, they have a social media area where you can add different social media icons. I like this one. You can make it either horizontal or vertical, and we're just gonna keep it horizontal, and you can modify the links that are in there. So I don't have a Pinterest, I don't have Tumblr, I do have Instagram, I don't have Twitter. I do want to add icons. I do want to add my TikTok. Where's TikTok? I want to add this, add to gallery. Okay, so we'll put YouTube first because YouTube is my favorite, and then we could even modify this icon with a different icon. I like this icon better. And then of course for every single one you can add the link to your Instagram, the link to your Facebook, etc. So we're gonna roll with this. And then the other thing I wanted to add is an email icon, because that's important for people to be able to email you. Okay, so I definitely want to add some buttons and make sure that I'm able to put everything that I want to drive traffic to. So I'm gonna just create this button and modify what I want it to say. So it could say like work with me, and then change the design, customize the color. So I want to make it teal. And for the text, we want to make it bigger, make it bold. And so the cool thing, as I mentioned, we can link this to another page. So we already created the Work With Me page and how people could work with us. So we are going to link it to the Work With Me page. So when they click on that, it'll go to Work With Me. So I love that. So let's duplicate that. And we can also put the other calls to action. And so maybe you have a webinar funnel or a webinar training that helps you sell a service. So you can put here like watch free training. And then if you have, so this is the monetization piece that works really beautifully. You can send people to the different products and services that you have. And this is what's really great about the portfolio website. So another thing I love showing in the socials is the business toolkit. So business toolkit, if I can spell. Okay, and then if we want to add one more, maybe you have a YouTube channel, maybe you have something else, and I don't know, something else you want to drive traffic to. So like, let's say I wanted to put something like, watch my latest YouTube video, that could work. And we want to make it smaller. Okay, so something that's really important with this socials page is we want to make sure it's mobile friendly, because this will be seen very often on mobile. So, okay, we want to make sure the spacing looks all right. And, you know, Wix is really good with converting it from desktop to mobile. However, you just want to double check on this to make sure that the spacing looks good and the buttons look good as well. So maybe we could make these buttons a little bit bigger because this button on the bottom is longer. Okay, and this last button here, connect with Marissa. Maybe I want to make this a little bit smaller and center it more. Okay, so I think that looks really good. So imagine you are on Instagram and you come here and everything looks clean. It's very clear on where the options you can choose to get to know me better. And so I really, really love the socials page. And so now we have our awesome new website that we've created with Wix. Here's what it looks like. Here it is in preview mode. Awesome, about me, work with me. This looks good. Okay, Toolkit, and also the socials page that we just made. And that is how you create your portfolio website with Wix. So I hope this video has inspired you to take action in building your portfolio website with Wix. And again, you can get started by clicking the first link in the description on building your Wix website today. It really is powerful to have a strong online presence and be able to monetize and have a place where people can go and see what your brand is about, see your body of work. So thank you so much for tuning in. And if you enjoyed this video, let's continue the fun, learn, and grow some more together. Why don't we watch this video that's coming up next, which is about 17 websites where you can make up to $300 a day. That video starts right here. Just click and we'll see you there. Whether you're living La Vida Loca, traveling all around the world, playing in the water, playing in the waves, or whether you're stuck at home in quarantine, wanting